Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to have you here today. I believe you are not here by accident. I believe this moment was designed to shift something inside of you. Some of you have been wondering, why haven't I reached my goals? Why do I keep starting strong but falling back into old patterns? Let me tell you, it's not that you lack ability. It's not that you're not talented enough, smart enough, or skilled enough. No, you have everything you need to succeed, but what's missing is consistency. It's easy to be excited at the beginning when the dream is fresh, when the vision is clear, we're motivated, we wake up early, we put in the work, we stay focused. But what happens when time passes and we don't see immediate results? What happens when distractions come, when discouragement sets in, when the excitement wears off? That's where most people give up. They don't fail because they lack talent, they fail because they lack consistency. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. It's not the person who works out for 1 week that gets in shape. It's not the person who prays once that sees miracles. It's the person who stays committed, who keeps showing up even when they don't feel like it. Some of you are frustrated saying, I know I'm capable of more. I know I should be further along. The problem isn't your ability, it's your discipline. You've been planting seeds, but you keep digging them up before they have a chance to grow. You start the workout routine, but then you quit. You start working on your goals, but then you get distracted. Every time you stop and start, you delay your breakthrough. Let me tell you, your consistency is the key to unlocking the next level of your destiny. Stop looking for quick results and start embracing the process. Be faithful in the small things. Show up even when no one is watching. Keep putting in the work even when you don't see immediate progress. If you stay consistent, doors will open, opportunities will come, and the breakthrough you've been waiting for will arrive right on time. You don't lack ability. You don't lack potential. You don't lack talent. You lack consistency. But today is the day to change that. Today is the day to stop making excuses and start showing up for yourself. Your future is too important, your destiny is too great, and your calling is too significant to let inconsistency hold you back any longer. Keep pressing forward. Keep being diligent. And watch how your faithfulness leads you to places you never dreamed possible. You were born with everything you need to succeed. The gifts, the talents, the creativity, it's all inside of you. You don't have to look outside yourself for ability because it was placed in you before you even took your first breath. The challenge is not whether you have what it takes. The challenge is whether you will fully tap into the potential that already exists within you. Many people go through life believing they lack what they need to succeed. They compare themselves to others and think, if only I had their skills, if only I had their resources, if only I had their opportunities. But the truth is, success is not about what you start with, it's about how you develop what you have. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't start with much. They didn't have the best education, the most money, or the right connections. What they had was a belief in their ability and a willingness to cultivate what was already inside of them. It's easy to admire successful people and think they have something you don't. But if you look closer, you'll see that they aren't always the smartest, the fastest, or the strongest. What sets them apart is their ability to recognize their potential and work tirelessly to develop it. They don't let doubt, fear, or discouragement stop them from moving forward. They understand that their ability isn't something they have to search for, it's something they have to refine. Think about a seed. A tiny seed has the potential to grow into a massive tree, but it won't happen unless it's planted, watered, and nurtured over time. The potential is already there, but it needs the right conditions to grow. In the same way, your ability is already inside you, but it won't develop if you don't nurture it. And if you don't push yourself to learn, grow, and take action, your potential will remain just that. Potential never fully realized. Too many people let their potential go to waste because they don't take the necessary steps to develop it. They start something new, but when challenges arise, they give up. They let setbacks convince them that they aren't good enough. But the truth is, every setback is an opportunity to grow. Every failure is a lesson that can make you stronger. The people who achieve great things in life aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who refuse to quit. If you've ever felt like you're stuck, like you should be further along, like you're capable of more, that feeling isn't a mistake. It's your potential calling out to you. It's a reminder that you weren't meant to settle for mediocrity. You weren't meant to stay in the same place year after year, wishing things would change. That longing inside of you is proof that you have more to offer. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Recognizing your potential is just the first step. The next step is putting it into action. You have to take what's inside of you and use it. You have to step out of your comfort zone, take risks, and push yourself beyond what feels easy. It won't always be convenient. There will be days when you don't feel like trying, when doubt creeps in, when it seems like nothing is working. But those are the moments that matter the most. Those are the moments when you have to remind yourself that you already have what it takes. You just have to keep going. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to let their potential go to waste. They show up day after day putting in the work, even when they don't see immediate results. They understand that greatness isn't about luck. It's about consistency. It's about showing up when you don't feel like it, pushing through when you want to quit, and believing in yourself even when no one else does. Think about an athlete training for a championship. They don't wake up one day and suddenly become the best in the world. They train for years, refining their skills, pushing their limits, and staying committed to the process. They know their ability is there, but it won't reach its full potential without discipline and effort. The same principle applies to every area of life. Whether it's your career, your relationships, your personal growth, whatever it is you want to achieve, your ability is already there. It just needs to be developed. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect moment to start. They think they need more experience, more knowledge, more resources before they take action. But the truth is, you will never feel 100% ready. If you wait until you feel completely prepared, you'll never start at all. The key is to start where you are with what you have and trust that as you take action, you will grow into the person you need to be. You don't need more talent. You don't need more ability. You don't need permission from anyone else. You already have everything you need to succeed. The question is, will you use it? Will you take what's inside of you and develop it, or will you let it go to waste? Every day you have a choice. You can choose to believe in your ability to take action and to move forward, or you can choose to let doubt hold you back. But remember this, your potential is too great, your purpose is too important, and your future is too valuable to let excuses stop you. You have everything you need. It's time to use it. Success is not about making one giant leap. It's about making a series of small steps, taking consistently over time. The people who reach their goals, who see real transformation in their lives, are not always the ones who make the most dramatic moves. They are the ones who commit to steady progress. They understand that what they do daily is far more important than what they do occasionally. Too often people believe that they need a major breakthrough, a sudden stroke of luck, or a life-altering opportunity to achieve success. They wait for the perfect moment, thinking that if only they had the right conditions, they would finally reach their potential. But the truth is, success is not about waiting for the right opportunity. It's about preparing yourself by taking small, deliberate actions every day. Consider a sculptor working on a block of stone. With each careful strike, the sculptor chips away small pieces, gradually shaping the stone into something beautiful. If the sculptor were to swing wildly, expecting instant results, the stone would crack or break in the wrong way. Instead, the sculptor patiently applies steady pressure, understanding that every small motion contributes to the final masterpiece. Life works the same way. The small, intentional actions you take each day shape the person you become and the success you achieve. Many people start with enthusiasm. They begin a new habit, a new project, or a new goal with excitement and energy. But when results don't come immediately, they get discouraged. They want to see change right away. They want immediate progress. And when they don't get it, they assume they're failing. But real progress is often invisible at first. Just because you don't see immediate change doesn't mean it's not happening. Every small action you take is moving you forward, even if you can't see it yet. Think about planting a seed. When you plant it in the soil, you don't see anything for days or even weeks, but underneath the surface, something is happening. Roots are forming, growth is taking place, and in time, the seed will break through the soil and begin to flourish. If you were to dig it up every day to check its progress, you would disrupt the growth process. The same is true for any goal or dream you are working toward. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean you aren't making progress. You have to trust the process and stay committed, even when nothing seems to be happening. This is where many people struggle. They put in the effort for a short time, but when they don't see immediate progress, they give up. They assume that their actions aren't making a difference. But what they don't realize is that the results are often delayed. Success doesn't come overnight. The effort you put in today may not show up in visible results for weeks, months, or even years. But if you keep going, eventually you will see the impact of your small, consistent actions. Some of the greatest success stories in history are built on this principle. Athletes don't become champions because of one great performance. They become champions because of years of daily training, refining their skills one practice at a time. Writers don't produce bestsellers in a single sitting. They write a little every day, improving with each page. Entrepreneurs don't build successful businesses overnight. They take small steps, making adjustments, learning from mistakes, and staying committed to their vision. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't necessarily talent, intelligence, or resources. It's the ability to keep going when progress seems slow. It's the willingness to do the small things day after day, even when there are no immediate rewards. When you look at your own goals, it's important to recognize that small efforts add up. If you exercise for just 30 minutes a day, you may not see a drastic change after a week, but after a year, you will have built strength, endurance, and a healthier body. If you read for just 15 minutes a day, you may not feel like you are learning much at first, but after a year, you will have gained knowledge that can change your perspective and open new opportunities. The same applies to relationships, career growth, financial success, anything you want to improve in your life. The small, consistent actions you take will determine the long-term results you achieve. Many people underestimate the power of small steps because they seem insignificant. They think, what difference does one workout make? What difference does one extra hour of effort make? But over time, those small actions compound into something greater. Just like drops of water can fill an entire bucket, small efforts repeated consistently create major change. At the same time, the reverse is also true. Small negative habits repeated consistently can lead to failure. Missing one day at the gym may not seem like a big deal, but if it becomes a habit, it leads to decline. Spending a little more money than you should may not seem significant, but over time it can lead to financial problems. Small choices, whether positive or negative, shape the direction of your life. This is why it's so important to stay mindful of your daily actions. Success isn't just about working hard in big moments. It's about being faithful in the small moments. The people who accomplish great things are not necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They are the ones who do the little things consistently, even when no one is watching. So as you move forward, remember that every small step counts. Keep showing up even when progress seems slow. Keep pushing forward even when it feels like nothing is happening. The effort you make today will add up to something greater than you can imagine. You don't need to take giant leaps to reach your goals. You just need to commit to steady, consistent progress. And if you do that over time, you will look back and realize just how far you've come. There will be days when you wake up feeling motivated, ready to take on the world. On those days, it's easy to work hard, stay focused, and move toward your goals. But what happens on the days when you don't feel like putting in the effort? What happens when the excitement fades, when the obstacles seem too great, when the progress feels too slow? This is where many people struggle. They wait to feel inspired before they take action, and when the feeling isn't there, but true success isn't built on feelings, it's built on discipline. Feelings are inconsistent. They change based on circumstances, moods, and outside influences. One day you might feel energized and confident. The next, you might feel tired and discouraged. If you only take action when you feel like it, you will never be able to build the consistency necessary to achieve lasting success. The people who reach their full potential are not the ones who rely on motivation alone. They are the ones who show up even when they don't feel like it. Think about an athlete training for competition. They don't wake up every day feeling excited to train. There are mornings when their body aches, when they would rather stay in bed, when the thought of another workout feels exhausting. But they don't let those feelings dictate their actions. They show up anyway. They push through the discomfort because they understand that progress isn't made in moments of excitement, it's made in moments of persistence. In the same way, anyone who has ever accomplished something great had to push past their feelings. Writers don't always feel inspired to write. Entrepreneurs don't always feel confident in their ideas. Students don't always feel eager to study. But the ones who succeed are the ones who develop the discipline to take action regardless of how they feel. Many people make the mistake of waiting until they feel ready before they start something. They think they need to be in the right mood, have the perfect conditions, or find the motivation before they take action. But waiting for the right feeling is one of the biggest barriers to success. The reality is, action leads to motivation, not the other way around. The moment you start moving forward, even when you don't feel like it, your mindset begins to shift. The energy you were waiting for starts to build, and before you know it, you are in the flow. Imagine someone who wants to get in shape. At first, they feel motivated. They sign up for a gym membership, buy new workout clothes, and commit to a routine. But after a few weeks, the initial excitement wears off. They wake up one morning feeling tired and unmotivated. They tell themselves, I'll skip today and go tomorrow. But then the next day comes and they still don't feel like it. Before long, they've fallen back into old habits. Not because they weren't capable, but because they let their feelings determine their actions. Now imagine someone else in the same situation, but with a different mindset. They wake up feeling tired, just like the first person. They don't feel like working out, but instead of giving in to that feeling, they remind themselves of their goal. They put on their shoes, head to the gym, and start their workout, even though they don't feel like it. By the time they finish, they feel better. They have more energy, more confidence, and a sense of accomplishment. Over time, this discipline turns into a habit, and that habit turns into results. The same principle applies to any area of life, whether it's your career, your relationships, your personal development, or your faith. Success comes from showing up even when it's not convenient. It's about making the choice to do what needs to be done, not just what feels easy in the moment. Think about a student preparing for an important exam. If they only study when they feel motivated, they will struggle to keep up. There will be days when they would rather relax, when studying feels like a burden. But the students who succeed are the ones who push past those feelings. They set a schedule, stick to it, and stay committed, even when they would rather do something else. By the time the exam arrives, they are prepared, not because they always felt like studying, but because they discipline themselves to do it anyway. The challenge for many people is that they rely too much on external factors to keep them going. They look for inspiration from others, waiting for the right words or the right circumstances to push them forward. But the truth is, you cannot depend on outside motivation to sustain you. Motivation is like a spark. It can ignite a fire, But if you don't add fuel to it, it will burn out. Discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire going. One of the greatest skills you can develop is the ability to take action even when your emotions tell you otherwise. Instead of asking yourself, do I feel like doing this today? Ask yourself, is this aligned with my goal? If the answer is yes, then take action, regardless of how you feel. The more you practice this, the stronger your discipline will become. Over time, discipline creates consistency, and consistency creates result. The people who seem to achieve success effortlessly aren't any different from you. They just understand that feelings are unreliable, but discipline is dependable. They have trained themselves to act according to their priorities, not their moods. So the next time you don't feel like doing something, remind yourself that your emotions don't control you. You are in control of your actions. Every time you push through when you don't feel like it, you strengthen your self-discipline. And the stronger your discipline, the closer you get to your goals. The most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the most motivated. They are the most disciplined. They have learned to move forward even when they don't feel like it. And because of that, they accomplish what others only dream of. When you set a goal, you often start with excitement and enthusiasm. You picture yourself achieving success, reaching new heights, and becoming the best version of yourself. In those early moments, everything feels possible. You believe in your vision, and you're eager to put in the work. But as time goes on, something happens. The excitement begins to fade. The path becomes more challenging than you expected. The obstacles feel bigger. The progress feels slower. And in those moments, doubt begins to creep in. Doubt is one of the biggest threats to success. It whispers that you aren't good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that maybe you were wrong to believe in yourself. It convinces you to second-guess your abilities, to compare yourself to others, to focus on your shortcomings instead of your strengths. If you let it, doubt will paralyze you. It will stop you from taking action. It will make you hesitate when you should be moving forward. And over time, it will steal your dreams. The truth is, everyone experiences doubt. Even the most successful people in the world have moments of uncertainty. The difference is that they don't let doubt dictate their actions. They feel it, but they don't give in to it. They keep moving forward, even when they aren't sure how things will turn out. They understand that doubt is just a feeling. It isn't the truth. Imagine you are walking through a foggy forest. The path ahead is unclear. You can't see very far in front of you, and for a moment you wonder if you are heading in the right direction. Doubt tells you to turn back, to wait until the fog clears, to play it safe. But if you stop moving, you will never reach your destination. The only way to get through the fog is to keep walking, trusting that as you take each step, the path will become clear. Doubt works the same way. It tries to convince you that because you can't see the whole picture, you should stop moving. But success doesn't require you to see every step in advance. It only requires you to take the next step. When you do, you gain more clarity, more experience, and more confidence. One of the biggest sources of doubt is comparison. When you look at others who seem to be succeeding faster, who seem to have more talent, more resources, or more opportunities, it's easy to feel like you don't measure up. But comparison is dangerous because it only shows part of the picture. You see someone else's highlight reel, but you don't see the struggles they went through behind the scenes. You don't see the times they failed, the moments they wanted to quit, the battles they had to fight to get where they are. The only person you need to compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. If you are making progress, even if it's small, you are on the right path. The goal isn't to be better than someone else. The goal is to be better than you were before. Another source of doubt is failure. When things don't go as planned, when you experience setbacks, when you face rejection, it's easy to question yourself. You might think, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I should just quit. But failure is not a sign that you aren't capable. It's a sign that you are growing. Every successful person has failed at some point. The difference is that they didn't let failure define them. They used it as a lesson, a stepping stone to something greater. Think about Thomas Edison. When he was inventing the light bulb, he failed thousands of times, but he didn't see those failures as proof that he wasn't capable. He saw them as part of the process. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000,000 ways that won't work." Imagine if he had let doubt stop him. Imagine if he had given up after the first few failures. The world would be a very different place. The same is true for you. Every failure is an opportunity to learn. Every setback is a chance to grow stronger. The key is to keep going, to refuse to let doubt win, to remind yourself that just because you haven't succeeded yet doesn't mean you won't. One of the most powerful ways to overcome doubt is to take action. Doubt thrives in inaction. When you sit still, overthinking, analyzing every possibility, letting fear take over, doubt grows stronger. But when you take even a small step forward, you weaken its grip. Imagine standing at the edge of a pool, afraid to jump in. The longer you stand there, the harder it becomes. You think about the water being cold, about whether you'll sink, about how it might feel uncomfortable. But the moment you jump in, you realize it wasn't as bad as you thought. Your body adjusts to the water, and before long, you're swimming with ease. Doubt works the same way. The longer you let it linger, the stronger it becomes. But when you take action, you prove to yourself that you are capable. You show yourself that you can handle more than you thought. And with each small victory, your confidence grows. Another powerful tool against doubt is remembering why you started. When challenges arise, it's easy to focus on how hard things are. But if you take a step back and remind yourself of your purpose, why you set this goal in the first place, you reignite your determination. You remember that the struggle is worth it, that the dream is bigger than the doubt. Think about a marathon runner. The first few miles might feel great, but as they get closer to the finish line, exhaustion sets in. Their legs feel heavy, their lungs burn, and part of them wants to quit. But instead of focusing on how tired they are, they focus on why they started. They think about the months of training, the sacrifices they made, the finish line waiting ahead. That reminder gives them the strength to push through the pain and keep going. You have to do the same thing. When doubt tells you to quit, remind yourself of the vision you had when you started. Picture the future version of yourself who has already achieved what you're working toward. That person is waiting for you on the other side of doubt. Doubt is inevitable, but it doesn't have to control you. You don't have to wait until you feel confident to take action. You don't have to have all the answers before you start. You just have to keep moving forward, trusting that as you do, your confidence will grow, your skills will improve, and your path will become clearer. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who never doubted themselves. They are the ones who refuse to let doubt stop them. And if you make that choice, if you decide that no matter what, you will keep going, then nothing can hold you back. Life is full of distractions. Every day there are countless things competing for your time, energy, and attention. Some of them are urgent, some are appealing, and some are simply habits that have formed over time. But not all of them serve your goals. Not all of them bring you closer to the life you are meant to live. And if you are not intentional about where you focus, it's easy to find yourself busy but not productive. Moving but not in the direction of your dreams. One of the biggest challenges people face is that they spread themselves too thin. They try to do too many things at once, chasing multiple goals, saying yes to everything, and filling their schedule with activities that don't truly align with their purpose. The result? They make slow progress, feel overwhelmed, and struggle to see meaningful results. Imagine a person trying to row a boat across a lake. If they row in one direction for a few minutes, then switch and start rowing in a different direction, then change course again, they will never reach the other side. They will be constantly moving but never making real progress. But if they pick a direction and stay committed to it, they will reach their destination much faster. The same principle applies to your goals. If you're constantly shifting your focus, changing your priorities, or getting distracted by things that don't serve your vision, you will find yourself stuck in place. But if you develop the ability to focus on what truly matters and eliminate the things that don't, you will move forward with purpose and clarity. One of the reasons people struggle with focus is that they underestimate the power of small, consistent action. They believe that success requires big, dramatic efforts, so they keep looking for shortcuts, waiting for the perfect opportunity, or trying to do everything at once. But in reality, success is built on the small things you do every day. Think about a sculptor working on a block of marble. At first, the marble is rough and unshaped. But with each small strike of the chisel, a shape begins to form. The sculptor doesn't try to carve the entire statue in one swing. They take their time making precise cuts, focusing on one section at a time. Eventually, what was once a formless block of stone becomes a masterpiece. Your dreams are the same way. They are not achieved overnight. They are shaped by the small, intentional actions you take every day. The problem is that many people start strong but lose focus before they see results. They get discouraged when progress is slow. They get distracted by new ideas, new opportunities, or even other people's opinions. This is why discipline is so important. Discipline is what keeps you focused even when the excitement fades. It's what helps you stay committed even when distractions arise. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. Think about professional athletes. They don't train only when they feel like it. They don't allow distractions to pull them away from their routines. They have a clear goal, and they structure their entire lives around that goal. Their diet, their sleep, their training schedule. Everything is designed to help them reach peak performance. That level of focus is what allows them to succeed at the highest level. The same level of focus is required in any field. So whether you're an entrepreneur, an artist, a student, or a leader, you must be intentional about where you direct your energy. If you allow distractions to take control, you will never reach your full potential. But if you guard your focus and commit to consistent effort, you will accomplish things you never thought possible. One of the most effective ways to maintain focus is to set clear priorities. Not everything deserves your time and attention. Some things might be urgent but not important. Others might be enjoyable but not meaningful. You have to learn to distinguish between what moves you forward and what simply keeps you busy. Think of your time and energy like a garden. If you plant too many different things, the nutrients in the soil will be spread thin and nothing will grow properly. But if you choose a few key plants and give them the care they need, they will flourish. Your goals work the same way. If you try to do everything at once, you won't make real progress in any area. But if you focus on a few key priorities and give them your full attention, you will see results. Another way to protect your focus is to set boundaries. There will always be people and situations that try to pull you away from your goals. Sometimes it's distractions like social media, television, or unnecessary commitments. Other times it's negative influences, people who don't believe in your vision, who try to discourage you, or who drain your energy. If you don't set boundaries, these distractions will slowly steal your time and weaken your commitment. Successful people are not afraid to say no to things that don't align with their goals. They don't feel guilty about protecting their time. They understand that every minute spent on something unimportant is a minute taken away from something that truly matters. If you struggle with focus, ask yourself, what are the things that take my attention away from my goals? What habits or distractions are slowing me down? Once you identify them, make a conscious decision to limit them. This doesn't mean you can never relax or enjoy life. It simply means being intentional about how you spend your time. Instead of mindlessly scrolling on your phone for hours, set a limit. Instead of saying yes to every request, prioritize what truly matters. Instead of allowing negativity to take up space in your mind, choose to focus on things that uplift and empower you. Over time, as you build the habit of focus, you will start to see a shift Your progress will accelerate. Your confidence will grow. You will feel more in control of your life and more aligned with your purpose. Success isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things with consistency and intention. It's about recognizing what truly matters and committing to it fully. If you can develop this ability, nothing can stop you. You will move forward with clarity, strength, and unstoppable momentum. Life is full of moments that test our determination. At the start of any journey, the excitement is high, the vision of success is clear, the possibilities seem endless, but as time passes, challenges arise, obstacles appear, and the initial motivation begins to fade. This is where most people start to slow down. This is where doubt creeps in, distractions take over, and the desire to quit becomes stronger than the desire to continue. It is in these moments that true progress is made. Not in the easy times, not when everything is going smoothly, but in the moments when you feel like stopping and choose to push forward anyway. The ability to keep going, to show up even when it's difficult, is what separates those who achieve great things from those who settle for less. The truth is, success isn't about talent alone. Many people are gifted, skilled, and full of potential, yet they never reach their goals. Why? Because they don't stay committed long enough to see results. They start strong but lose momentum when things get tough. They allow temporary setbacks to turn into permanent failures. Imagine planting a seed. In the beginning, you water it daily, excited about the growth that is coming, but after a few weeks, if you don't see results, you might start to wonder if it's working. You might grow impatient, thinking that maybe it's taking too long. Some people stop watering the seed too soon. They don't realize that growth is happening beneath the surface. The roots are taking hold. The foundation is being built. If they had just kept going, they would have eventually seen the results. The same is true for any goal. There will be seasons where it feels like nothing is happening. You're putting in the work, but the progress seems invisible. This is where many people give up, but those who succeed are the ones who keep going, trusting that their efforts are building something even when they can't see it yet. Think about athletes training for competition. They don't see improvement overnight. They don't wake up stronger after one workout. The transformation happens gradually through consistent effort, even on the days they feel tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. They understand that progress is happening even when it isn't obvious. One of the biggest reasons people stop pushing forward is because they expect results too quickly. They want instant success. They want to see a return on their effort immediately, but real success takes time. It requires patience, endurance, and the willingness to keep going even when the finish line isn't yet in sight. Imagine someone climbing a mountain. In the beginning, the energy is high, the views are exciting, and the journey feels manageable. But as they climb higher, the air gets thinner, the path gets steeper, and exhaustion sets in. Some people turn back at this point thinking it's too hard, but those who push forward one step at a time are the ones who reach the peak. The lesson is clear. Your journey will have moments of difficulty. There will be times when you question if it's worth it. There will be moments when giving up feels like the easier option. But those who refuse to quit, those who continue to take action despite the struggles, are the ones who will see their vision come to life. One way to stay committed is to remind yourself why you started. When challenges come, it's easy to focus on the difficulty of the moment. But if you shift your focus back to the original goal, the bigger picture, it reignites your determination. Think about an author writing a book. The first few chapters might come easily, but then writer's block sets in, doubt creeps in, the process starts to feel overwhelming. But if they remind themselves of why they started, to share a message, to inspire others, to complete something meaningful, they find the strength to keep writing, even when it's difficult. Another way to stay on track is to surround yourself with reminders of your progress. Sometimes when progress is slow, it feels like nothing is happening. But if you take a moment to look back at how far you've come, you realize that you've already made incredible strides. A fitness journey is a great example. If someone starts working out, they might not see immediate changes. But if they compare themselves to where they were 6 months ago, they'll notice the difference. They'll see the strength they've built, the endurance they've gained. Progress is happening. It just takes time to see it. This is why it's important to track your efforts. Keep a journal of your progress. Write down small victories. Celebrate milestones along the way. These reminders serve as proof that even when you don't feel like you're moving forward, you actually are. Another key to staying consistent is to develop habits that make progress automatic. Willpower alone isn't enough. Motivation comes and goes, but if you build daily habits around your goal, you remove the need to rely on motivation. Think about a musician learning to play an instrument. If they practice only when they feel inspired, they won't improve much. But if they make it a daily habit, practicing at the same time every day, even for just a few minutes, they will improve steadily over time. The small, consistent efforts add up to big results. The same applies to any goal. If you want to grow in your career, set aside time each day for learning and skill building. If you want to strengthen relationships, make a habit of reaching out to loved ones regularly. If you want to improve your mindset, start each morning with positive affirmations. Over time, these habits become second nature. You no longer have to think about them. They become part of who you are. This is how real, lasting change happens, not through bursts of effort, but through steady, persistent action. The final key to staying committed is to shift your mindset about difficulty. Many people see challenges as a sign that they should stop. They think that if something is hard, it means they aren't meant to do it. But difficulty is not a sign to quit, it's a sign that you're growing. Think about lifting weights. If you lift the same weight every day, your muscles won't grow. It's only when you push yourself with heavier weights, when you feel resistance, that real strength is built. The same is true in life. The struggles, the setbacks, the obstacles, they are making you stronger. They are preparing you for the next level. So instead of fearing difficulty, embrace it. See it as confirmation that you are on the right path. Understand that every great achievement comes with moments of challenge. The people who reach their goals are not the ones who had an easy path. They are the ones who refused to quit when things got tough. Your success is in your hands. You have everything you need to achieve your dreams. The only question is, will you keep going? Will you push through when it gets hard? Will you stay the course when distractions arise? The answer to those questions will determine your future, because success isn't just about talent, skill, or intelligence. It's about perseverance. It's about the willingness to keep showing up, to keep taking steps forward no matter what. If you commit to that, if you make the decision today that nothing will stop you, you will accomplish more than you ever imagined. Your future is waiting. Keep pushing forward. Keep believing. Keep taking action, because if you don't quit, you will win. All throughout life, there will be moments that challenge your resolve. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when progress seems slow, and when the journey feels harder than you expected. But the truth is, success does not belong to the most talented, the most gifted, or even the most intelligent. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. It belongs to those who show up every day, stay focused on their vision, push past distractions, and keep moving forward even when the road gets tough. You already have the ability. You already have the potential. The only thing standing between you and your goals is consistency. When you commit to showing up, to putting in the work day after day, you position yourself for breakthroughs. Small, daily actions may not seem significant in the moment, but over time, they create unstoppable momentum. Think about how far you've come. Every challenge you've faced, every obstacle you've overcome, every lesson you've learned has brought you to this point. You didn't come this far just to stop now. You didn't endure the struggle just to turn back. The finish line may not be in sight yet, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Keep going. Keep believing. You are capable of greatness. You are capable of extraordinary things. The only question is, Will you stay the course? Will you be consistent even when you don't feel like it? Will you refuse to let distractions, discouragement, or delays hold you back? If you do, there is nothing that can stop you. Your dreams are within reach. Your breakthrough is on the horizon. Stay committed. Stay focused. And never forget, the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is your willingness to keep going. Because when you refuse to give up, when you keep pressing forward, there is no limit to what you can achieve.